flexibility. What does that mean? Look, there are two major pathways for energy in the body, right? The glucose pathway and the ketones, right, from fatty acids. You need both. One is catabolic and one is anabolic. What does that mean? Your body cannot always be in one mode, anabolic, because you'll never get a chance to be catabolic, break down waste products and get rid of them and rebuild. Take your home. You can't just live in that same house for 30 years. You got to break down that bathroom and rebuild it again. Same way, when you're in ketogenesis, or when you are doing intermittent fasting, or you're doing once a day eating, right, or any form of fasting where there's prolonged periods of time when you're not eating, minimum 16 hours. Minimum. That's the bare minimum. When you're not eating for 16 hours, you're inducing some degree of autophagy in your body. Autophagy means you're recycling all your body parts. You get mitophagy. That means your mitochondria, the senescent ones die. New mitochondria will be formed when you start eating. So when you start, all of a sudden you have more energy. Why do you have more energy? Because you got new mitochondria now. The new mitochondria. After a fast, you get new mitochondria. So there you go. You get stem cell mobilization after fasting. Yeah? You get stem cell mobilization. When does that happen? After 24-hour fasts. Then when you refeed, you get refeeding reward. And that's why you feel so good after a fast has been broken. And after you feel so energetic, you're on top of the world. You're rebuilding your body. So this metabolic flexibility where your body utilizes glucose, but then also utilizes ketones. Ketones generated how? Your insulin levels must go really low so that the fat stores can be opened up, the fats come out, they get the fatty acids, they get converted in the liver to ketones, and the ketones can be utilized by your body. They're a very nice, clean burning fuel. So we talk about that in my other lectures. But ketones are excellent. Your brain can utilize ketones too. But when you're in that state, and it's a hormetic state, hormesis means stress. It's creating that stress in your body. That stress that does not kill you makes you better and stronger. You have to become periodically ketogenic. You have to. That's how you were made. You can't be constantly in glucose, anabolic. You'll burn down real quick. So the biggest hormetic stress you can create for your body is actually intermittent fasting. Now, there are other hormetic stresses too. You can go have a nice sauna, and I love sauna. If any of you have cardiovascular disease, I recommend that you all do saunas, because saunas have been shown to decrease cardiovascular risk, sudden cardiac death, especially if you have diminished ejection fractions and all. But of course, do it in consultation with your cardiologist. But yeah, that's a hormetic stress. Exercise is a hormetic stress. And then, of course, there's certain foods that create a hormetic effect in your body as well. So, those certain types of spices, for example, turmeric and all those, they are actually hormetic. That's how they actually work on you and make you better. So, there you go, metabolic flexibility. Multiple fuels. My body can use multiple fuels. That's what you want. And then improves intestinal dysbiosis. Oh, this is so important. And when you do this, you're going to have the microbiome in your gut that's going to be of a wide variety and diversity. And that's what you want, because your long-term health is very tightly knit to your microbiome. You have the wrong microbiome, you're sick. And you will not be able to be working optimally. And what knocks out your microbiome? First and foremost, antibiotics, which you already know. You shouldn't be consuming antibiotics unless you really have to, right? And you should, on a day-to-day basis, replace the bacteria that you're killing, because there's antibiotics in the foods that you eat. So I always take a probiotic. I like kefir, as you all know, but I also take prebiotics. Prebiotics can be bought also. You can buy powdered inulin with FOS, which is fructose oligosaccharides. So these is clear fiber. So you just wish it in water and you can't even see it. That's the food for the bacteria. So there's a prebiotics. Prebiotics also in all the fibers that you eat. All the vegetables have prebiotics. So you have prebiotics, you have the probiotics, which will produce postbiotics. The postbiotics are all the chemicals that your body needs and the nutrients that it needs. And there's a strong signal. We can talk about this on another talk. There's a big signal between those chemicals that are released in the gut, and they go up to your brain via the vagus nerve and through your circulation. and changes the chemistry in your brain. The bacteria change the chemistry in your brain. And it's amazing stuff. Who would think that the bacterial product affects the way I feel, think, and how my brain functions? Absolutely proven. Absolutely proven. We'll talk about that on another talk. And then it improves leaky gut. Of course it does, because you're giving the gut a chance to heal. But if you're eating every 2-3 hours and you're eating all this poison, you'll never heal your leaky gut. And today we get leaky gut for lots of reasons, because the bacteria are all wrong. They cause leaky gut. Food, certain foods can cause leaky gut. The lectins we already talked about. But you may have certain food sensitivities. So if you feel that that's going on, go and get a blood test. You can see which foods you're sensitive to. Everyone's made a little bit different. Everyone's different. So you can get that done and get your gut healed. You can get the gut lining healed so that they're no longer porous. A porous gut causes immune activation, because all those immune cells inside your gut and the cross reactivity and connective tissue. Do you know how many patients in my office come with connective tissue disease? And what I do with them is I work on their gut. I make them change their diet, and all of a sudden the joint pains all get better. But how do I do this? It starts with my diet and then fasting. So I had a patient just the other day that came in. I got an email actually from a doctor. Doctor said that he put the patient on my diet. The patient lost 27 pounds, and this is the email he received, and he sent me the email. The first line she wrote in this: "Doctor, I've lost 27 pounds, and all my joint pains are gone." No, this wasn't done for her. I did this for her heart, right? But all her joint pains were gone. All her joint pains are gone. She said, I don't wake up with those achy joints in the morning. I feel so good. My joints are so flexible. Well, how did that happen? It's the immune responses that changed in her body. So she must have had an immune response change because of her gut change. So I wish I could have studied her gut and see exactly what's going on. But